Texas spent the last decade selling a dream: spacious homes, low taxes, booming job markets, and sunshine to spare. But in 2025, that promise is cracking. Across a swath of the state, home values have buckled, some falling by nearly half from their pandemic-era highs, under the weight of job losses, insurance shocks, climate exposure, and overbuilt subdivisions now sitting half-empty. A review of housing, labor, and insurance data across 10 Texas markets reveals a dangerous convergence: shrinking demand, rising holding costs, and local economies too concentrated in single industries. The result is a regional real estate correction with national implications. Below is a city-by-city breakdown of the most acute declines and the structural risks behind them. Let's start with number 10. Killeen. Once anchored by the workforce at Fort Cavazos, Killeen's housing market has been gutted by military downsizing. Zillow's Q2 2025 figures show a 46% drop in median home prices from 2022. Days on market have quadrupled to 112, while Bell County's 1.74% effective property tax rate has not budged, a painful mismatch between collapsing values and fixed obligations. Rents are falling nearly as fast as local payrolls, with soldier departures triggering a race to the bottom among landlords. The city's outlook now hinges almost entirely on federal defense budgets, an external risk no homebuyer can hedge. Number 9. Beaumont. Beaumont's refinery economy once guaranteed stability. Today, it is the city's pressure point. Exxon's 2025 job cuts accelerated a downturn already in motion. Median home prices are down 39% from 2022 levels, and listings linger for 97 days on average. The insurance market has delivered an additional blow. Major carriers have pulled out of portions of Jefferson County, pushing homeowners into the expensive Texas Fair Plan. Standard premiums reach $7,500 annually on modest homes, excluding flood coverage, now mandatory in many neighborhoods after FEMA map changes. Between job losses, flood exposure, and an evaporating rental market, investor appetite has nearly disappeared. Number 8. Wichita Falls. Wichita Falls' decline is quieter but equally damaging. Civilian layoffs at Shepherd Air Force Base and factory closures pushed unemployment to 6.2%, the region's highest. Home prices have fallen 34% since 2022, while listings sit more than 3 months before attracting offers. Taxes remain significant at 1.49%, and reassessments are rising even as equity shrinks. Investor exits are adding inventory, pushing rents down 12% year over year. Development projects downtown remain stalled, some abandoned mid-construction, physical symbols of confidence lost. Number 7. Odessa. With West Texas intermediates stuck under $60 per barrel, Odessa's oil-dependent ecosystem is contracting. Median home values have fallen 42%, and days on market have ballooned from 21 to 95. Vacancy rates have reached 14% as transient oilfield workers leave for more robust labor markets. Ector County's taxes, 1.76%, and rising insurance premiums, now averaging $4,200 annually, compound the strain. While the region has endured oil busts before, demographic shifts indicate a deeper problem. Younger workers are leaving permanently, hollowing out future recovery potential. Number 6. Laredo. Laredo's fortunes move with cross-border commerce. In 2025, that engine sputtered. Truck traffic through the port plunged 19%, weighed down by tighter customs rules and slowdowns in Mexican manufacturing. The result: home prices dropped 31%, days on market climbed past 108, and insurance costs swelled to $3,800 to $5,000 due to heat exposure and rising flood risk. Webb County's 1.85% tax rate applies even as property values decline. Meanwhile, partially built subdivisions now sit frozen, monuments to pre-slowdown optimism. Number 5. Abilene. Abilene presents a veneer of normalcy, but the fundamentals tell another story. Home prices are down 29%, taxes, at 1.83%, are rising to cover budget gaps, and Dyess Air Force base cuts have weakened consumer demand. The job market slumped to 5.8% unemployment, and rental returns are collapsing as insurance climbs and rent growth reverses. The city isn't imploding, it's eroding, slowly enough to be overlooked, yet steadily enough to deter new capital. Number 4. Galveston. Galveston's real estate market is being smothered not by lack of demand, but by the cost of owning. Home values have slipped 35% since 2022, but insurance is the true tipping point. Typical homeowners now pay $9,200 for base policies, $3,000 to $5,000 for windstorm, and $1,500 to $2,500 for flood, totaling as much as $16,000 annually before the mortgage. NOAA models project a 7% annual probability of major flood loss in some areas, pushing buyers away and pushing rental investors out as tourism weakens and SDR rules tighten. Number 3. McAllen. McAllen's pandemic-era boom was fueled by investors, not residents. Now the correction is sharp. Redfin data shows a 38% plunge in prices, while days on market have exceeded 100. Wage stagnation and interest rates above 6.5% have shrunk the pool of qualified buyers. Developments once marketed as master-planned luxury communities now sit partially built as builders abandon projects midstream. Insurance premiums of $3,200 to $4,000, plus flood add-ons, further narrow the buyer base. Number 2. Port Arthur. Port Arthur's challenges are long-standing, but 2025 has intensified them. Home prices have slid 41%, and properties now sit an average of 124 days. The population has fallen 8% in 3 years, eroding both housing demand and rental stability. Insurance is crippling. Standard policies average $6,800, while flood premiums add $2,000 to $3,000. With Jefferson County taxes at 2.01%, many homeowners are paying more to insure and tax their property than their homes are currently worth. Number 1. Corpus Christi. Corpus Christi leads the state in 2025's downturn, a 47% drop in home prices since 2022. Insurance costs, $8,600 for base coverage plus $4,000 to $6,000 for windstorm and flood, reach $12,000 to $14,000 annually, often surpassing mortgage payments. Tourism volatility, climate exposure, stalled downtown projects, and an overbuilt housing pipeline have created a perfect storm. Neighborhoods from North Beach to Flower Bluff now show rows of sun-bleached for sale signs, evidence of a market flooded with supply and drained of confidence. At the end, Texas' 2025 housing downturn isn't a single collapse. It's a series of local crises converging into a broader correction. For prospective buyers and investors, the lesson is clear. Low taxes and warm weather cannot offset structural economic risks, insurance inflation, and climate exposure. The Texas dream isn't dead, but in many markets, it's being radically repriced. If you're considering buying into any of these cities, the smartest move may not be finding a bargain. It may be understanding why the bargain exists in the first place.